Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. We've got some interesting news as it pertains to the 2026 midterms, with the Democrats now saying the Republicans are going to redraw, possibly steal up to 7 or 8 seats. You look at Ohio and Texas, and the administration saying that we need redistricting, specifically in Texas, and they're able to redraw. The Republicans are in any which way they want. There's no independent commission. The Democrats feel threatened. Now they're saying we're going to do the gerrymandering back. We know this happens all over the place. Now they're threatening it. We're going to look at this, look at the article, look at the recent odds. I do want to say, guys, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Okay. I always say follow me on X, but this time I am trying to get my Instagram going. So I'll put that link in the description. But we're going to be taking a look at this. So you can see Democrat leaders plot to redraw congressional lines before 2026 in favor of blue seats in New York, New Jersey, Minnesota, Washington, and California. Now, people in the comments and many people are saying, well, a lot of these states have independent boards to where they can't redraw them. We know what happened with Wisconsin, the huge Supreme Court race that supposedly was going to give the Democrats 2 more seats with redrawing the districts to gerrymander them. And apparently the Supreme Court said that's not happening. We're not doing it. I think in a lot of these states, it's either already been shot down, the idea of redistricting and gerrymandering, or it just simply can't happen. A lot of these states have been gerrymandered to death. It seems like if you look at the current redistricting timeline and who's going to siphon off more seats through the gerrymandering where they redraw the lines, I think Republicans are going to steal significantly more than Democrats. Both of them are going to try and do it. But if you look at this article, this CNN article, and come on. As Trump pushes Texas takeover in fight for House, Democrats plot their counterpunch. And so basically this article talks about all the states the Democrats are going for, saying that it's going to be very expensive to try and be able to manipulate any of these districts in terms of redrawing them because of these independent commissions. And so even if they're able to eke out a few seats here and there, we know both Democrats and Republicans do this. And honestly, if you understand districting and realize the counties in the United States, there are way more Republican counties than there are Democrat counties. When you look at overall land and lifestyle, and they say, well, land doesn't vote. Yeah, well, you're talking about districts, it's different. The rural people are going to be more with the rurals. The suburban people are going to be more with the suburbs. And then you've got the urbans. Democrats tend to really condense themselves in small areas. So for them to really have advantages in terms of gerrymandering, there's a reason that they don't. Now, of course, they do gerrymander, and Republicans do it as well. Republicans tend to do a better job of gerrymandering because they've got more counties to work with in terms of the way that they can draw their lines. The Democrats, so many of them are condensed into these big cities and densely populated areas. It tends to be harder for them. So even if they're able to mount some type of a redraw in a few of these states, I think you're looking at 2 or 3 seats, maybe 4 at the most, as opposed to Republicans possibly at least 2 or 3 seats in Ohio. And then you're looking at 4 or 5 seats maybe in Texas in terms of redrawing. It is so important if the Republicans want to keep the House. It's not the end all be all. They could have a really good red wave in 2026 and maybe it doesn't matter. But routinely we've seen, outside of 2022, it was an outlier. The opposing party, the party that loses the presidential election, normally does very well in the midterms. And a lot of the midterms in 2022, they were mainly shaped by Roe v. Wade, and that certainly nothing like that. That happened in the summer of 2022. So that would basically mean in 2026, something would happen in the summer. I'm just saying we have so much time until the midterms of 2026. I know everyone's talking about right now the Epstein stuff and the cover-up and how bad it's going to hurt Trump. I do think there is a weird wild card potentially with the America Party, although I'm very speculative on how many ballots they'll actually get on it. Republicans are going to try and block Musk's party if it even happens. Who knows with Musk? He's such a wild card. But you understand that the Epstein stuff is a uniparty thing, both Democrats, Republicans, but Musk would be able to siphon more votes from Republicans, which could be a problem if you're talking about very close swing districts where he's siphoning off maybe 5% of the total electorate, but 4 out of those 5% that he gets are from Republicans. It becomes a big problem. But you can see it's an extraordinary push for the top Democrats who could soon embrace the kind of GOP tactics. Come on, we're really still doing this. Oh, the Democrats don't gerrymander as bad as the Republicans. So even in these articles, they're like, well, we have to do it. Well, I mean, I'm not even sure they're going to be able to do it to the same degree that the Republicans are, just based off of strategic population location in terms of where these people are situated. Republicans are able to more exotically, draw the districts. And also, Democrats do have these independent commissions to deal with in a lot of cases in the heavy liberal states. When you take a look at right now who will win the House next year, it's been going down. I mean, listen, this is very far away. It's pretty much irrelevant, but you're looking at it was about 85-15, and now it's down to 70-30. So I did also see a recent update. This is not according to Real Clear Politics, but there was another composite polling database that had Trump at his lowest approval since he came in, which doesn't surprise me because of the Epstein situation. A lot of people were wondering, would it really affect Trump? Is this just an online issue? And it is more so an online issue, the Epstein thing, but it's also going to have, there's going to be an effect. I mean, when you're talking about this potential cover-up, but even this, I mean, when you look at the House odds, 70-30, there's just so many components that go into it. I think you're talking about people thinking, well, if the Republicans are able to redistrict and maybe steal a net gain of 5 or 6 seats, if the Democrats redistrict and take 2 or 3, Republicans redistrict and take 7 or 8, that's going to be very positive in terms of the betting. That's going to be very positive in terms of the chances of keeping the House. You really just need a simple majority when it comes to this. You just win it. I mean, right now they barely have a majority in the House anyways, and I mean, it becomes a problem if the Democrats take it, because then you're dealing with impeachment proceedings. You're dealing with things being held up in the House. We know this, and on top of that, there's going to be no cooperation from Democrats to work with Trump, as they pretty much straight up hate Trump. So that is basically the update in terms of this. The Democrats, certainly, it's not surprising. You could also say, well, maybe this is a threat by the Dems to try and keep the Republicans from withdrawing by saying, we're going to do this. It seems like the Dems are going to have to, because of these independent commissions, they're going to have to invest way more money for a lot worse of results in terms of the amount they're able to redistrict. And redistricting, it's a double-edged sword in terms of, you're going to take Republican areas and maybe they go from 80-20 to 60-40, and that leaves maybe an opening for a Democrat to steal one of these districts. But if you could strategically do it, and maybe you take an 80-20, it goes to 60-40, but then you swing a 40-60 to a 60-40. I mean, now that's really what you want to do when you're talking about gerrymandering. So, this will be interesting to watch in terms of the House. We also do have a few other things I wanted to look at. Let's see. This was a funny thing. So I didn't even realize this, but so this Charlie XCX, who knows? I mean, like some female pop star, she got $1 million for tweeting this. Kamala is brat, $1 million just for a single tweet. And it just goes to show you how the masses are influenced by these social media figures. $1 million for a single tweet, because they were trying to make Kamala like hot with young girls and vote for her and stuff. And so that's what was in. Here's Trump's approval rating. This is Decision Desk. Yeah, you can tell by the way it's formatted. It's Decision Desk. But Trump is sitting -9 in terms of approval. This is their composite, so I'm not sure it's the exact polls that they take. I know technically he's not at his low on Real Clear Politics, but he's close to it. So, but again, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, this is the Epstein thing, and they're releasing all this stuff now. Here's another thing to talk about, the MLK files. It's like 20,000 files have been declassified, and I immediately tweet out, well, this is just, it's a shameless distraction. And some people got angry. They said, no, this is what we wanted. But I mean, it's so disingenuous. They've been sitting on these pages and these files, this MLK stuff forever. They say, oh, we're getting some serious hate. Let's release this, get people off our backs. You've also got them now looking into Obama and the Russian hoax, and Tulsi Gabbard coming out saying it's the worst thing. And I think people are over this type of stuff if there's not going to be arrests. There have to be arrests. There has to be action from the DOJ for anyone to take this stuff seriously. You've got Trump, like it's 2015, 2016, tweeting out, instead of it's Hillary for prison, now it's Obama for prison. It's like, we've been through this. People are not buying this anymore. So you've also got Trump removing the Wall Street Journal from the White House press pool. Oh, Trump doesn't believe in free speech. Trump. This will be used against Trump 100%. Where's the free speech? Now, I'm just saying they're going to use it against him, because when Trump removed other reporters, they said it was a free speech violation or something, a First Amendment violation. But this was the Wall Street Journal putting out that piece on Trump, and now apparently he's suing them, the leaked about Epstein. And I mean, I think the Epstein stuff looks very bad for Trump. There's no denying it. But we've discussed the Epstein stuff 100 times. There's really not much else to say at this point. They're going to have to release stuff. It's a very bad look. And that's just the reality of it. So, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Make sure you like the video down below. Also, follow me on Instagram. The link to that's always in the description.